Yeah. So as you get settled in, the first one is leg with the wall. Kind of wiggle your hips close to the wall and bring your feet up into the air. And then once you find that position, just start to relax. You can see your breath. Nice. That's it. Inversion can be super, super beneficial here, and this is a nice restorative way to let gravity work in the opposite direction on your body. And welcome to your practice. So if any of you are new or newer to Yin, just a few things to keep in mind here. This is different from the other practices that we have here. And the biggest difference is that we try to use none of our muscles in the Yin practice. This is all about allowing gravity and time to do all the work. So just like we have feet, practice the basics of the body. So it works in the physical body, slowly creating space in the joints. Particularly, it tends to work on the hips, the low back, knees. If you look on a deeper level, it also works a lot on the inside. In this practice, there's a lot of stillness with the body, not a lot of movement. So you have a lot of time to sit with yourself. So as you find a comfortable position with your legs against the wall, try to let your body be completely still. Maybe close your eyes. So what you're thinking and feeling, so what you're doing to just be. Know that this is your space. I'm only here to serve you. And everything that I say just comes from my experience, my practice, and my teachers. But your best teacher lies deep inside of you. As you breathe here, maybe put some weight into your hands. So put your palms down. Lift up your hips and see if you can wheel your hips up right next to the wall, if they're not there already. So try to get your butt, your feet bones grounded on the wall. And then you'll bend your knees, bring the soles of the feet to the wall, and let the knees come towards the chest. Try to keep the knees about hip distance apart, and try to keep your tailbone rounded down. The tailbone's going to lift up a little bit for most of us. The closer you can get your hips to the wall, the more of a stretch you might get. As the hips lift up a little bit, just like gravity starts to bring them back down. And to deepen this pose over time, the feet walk down closer and closer to the seat, the knees coming closer to the body. Once you find your pose here, let yourself be still. Feel the sacrum widen. Feel the tailbone lengthening. Consciously concentrating on everything in your hip, everything in your low back, allowing it to completely release, melt it. When we relax the muscles, it allows us to get the medicine, the therapy, into the ligaments and the tendons, the things that connect our bones to our bones and our muscles to our bones. Good, now let's walk the feet. If you're brother here, just gently bring your feet up, back to where they were. Flex both feet. We're going to do a figure four on the wall. So you'll cross your left leg first, bend your left knee, flex your foot, and bring your ankle right above your knee. So it's on your upper thigh. And then you can stay, if this is a lot, you can stay and just push your left hand into your thigh, pushing your knee towards the wall. If you're wanting more, you bend the right knee, bring your foot down. So your foot is flat on the ground, your right knee, or flat on the wall, your right knee is bent, and then let your tailbone slowly melt down towards the ground. It's okay if your hips lift up here. Eventually the tailbone will be on the ground. If you'd like to deepen it a little bit, you can place your left hand on your left thigh and gently push your knee towards the wall behind you. You can also place your right hand on your left foot and gently pull your foot towards your body. Feel your hip opening. If you're using your arms to assist you, be sure to relax your lower body. And if you don't feel okay in any of these poses, please say something, raise your hand, and I will confirm. The key is not to strain the knee. So it helps if you stabilize the lower leg bones on the thigh. So maybe what is on your thigh? Maybe put this part of your leg on your toe. Yeah. And then bring it down on the other side of your knee. Yeah. All the way down. So look right there. See how it's bubbling? But just letting that left knee come towards the wall even more. Going in, we have a few different edges. There's the edge you come to when you first get into the pose. And so you feel like kind of a deep stretch, and you might want to kind of stop there. If you can learn to stay where you are, when you're a little bit uncomfortable, learn to breathe in that position. Then after about a minute and a half, things will start to release for you. So notice your body as you breathe in the pose. Notice when you feel a little bit of releasing. And then it's up to you where you want to go from there. You can stay where you're comfortable, or you can make yourself a little less comfortable. Find a deeper stretch. Good. So for the last minute of this pose, you can stay where you are. Or if you feel like you really need a deeper stretch and your foot's already on the wall and you're in this figure four, you can place the sole of the foot on your upper arm and gently pull your shin towards your chest. If you have to lift your neck or your head to make this happen, try to relax it down, maybe take it a little bit less deep. But if you're able to, gently use your arms to pull your shin closer to your chest. And breathe. Once you just get past every layer of resistance, you'll notice it will melt if you learn to stay. And slowly releasing, walk your right foot back up the wall. Release your left leg. And feet about hip distance and just gently rotate your toes in and out. Letting your hips release a little bit. Taking whatever movements you need. And then we'll work our way to the other side. This is a wonderful pose for a lot of things. It's for the piriformis mostly and the low back. So if you ever have sciatic pain, this one's really good for it. Bending the right knee now. Try to get the place right above your ankle, right above your knee. So lower thigh is touching the place right above the ankle, like a figure four. You can stay here, gently pushing your hand into your thigh, pushing your knee towards the ball. If you feel nothing, start to bend your knee. Your foot will be flat. And then gently, maybe assisting yourself in the stretch by pushing your thigh away from you, pulling your foot towards you. So not only are we stretching the hips here, but we're also getting an inversion the whole time, which is really super therapeutic. We spend all day, most of us, on our feet. So learning how to, or allowing the body to be upside down is really super therapeutic for the spine, the lymphatic system, the cardiovascular system, the nervous system, all the systems. So working the way deeper into the pose over time, kind of sneak up on yourself again. If you try to push yourself too far, or too quick, you might get a little bit, it might have the opposite effect, in my experience anyway. If I try to go too deep, too fast, I notice things tense up even more. And then you end up like fighting your own body the whole time. The body is the house you live on in this earth, so give it a lot of love here. Softly, gently deepening the pose. The ways to deepen the pose are to bring the left foot down close to the left glute. Once that foot is grounded on the wall, start to push your right knee away from you with your right hand, and then maybe pulling the left foot towards the left shoulder. Feel stretching in the outside of the hip. Feel low back releasing. Make your belly soft. Learn to sit with yourself. The only person that will be here for you for the entire rest of your life is right here on your mat. You really, in practice, sitting in stillness, learn how to be with yourself. Like to play, pretend, use your imagination, whatever you call it, like you're watching yourself. So when things get hard, become the observer. Watch your body, your physical body in the pose. Watch the thoughts that go through your mind. Watch the emotions you feel in your body. Notice that you feel emotions in your body. Where do the emotions come from? Does something come from your head? Does it come from your back? Is it connected anywhere else? Notice the area of resistance. And then notice everything else all at once. Notice your right hip, your right toes, your low spine, the back of the neck, all the space around your skin. Last minute or so in this pose, see if you can take it a little bit deeper past your edge, whatever that means to you. It might just be internal. Maybe you bring the sole of the foot to the upper arm of the left side and gently pull. If this causes you to lift your neck or strain in any way, release it, let it go. There's no need. Place where you can relax. Imagine like all your muscles are turning into gel, bouncing off your thumb. Feel the earth holding you here. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. And slowly releasing, bring both legs up the wall. Heels on the wall. Let your toes rotate out and back in. Maybe you bring your feet wider than hip distance and really try to rotate your pinky toe to touch the wall and then your big toe to touch the wall. Feel the motion of your hip. Now we're all going to go to the same side. So bring your knees into your chest, identify your right and your left side, and then roll to your right. So just lay on your right side. You're right next to the wall now. And then use your left hand to push yourself up. Cool. Now we're all going to face the wall. So open up the shoulders. So for starters, stand up on your knees, bring your hands to the wall. If you have a mirror, it's okay. Just try not to push too hard. It'll be okay. So bring your hands about shoulder distance, and your arms are just straight. So walk your knees back until your arms can be straight. From here, walk your hands up the wall, as far as you can, keeping your knees where they are. Up, 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 up. And then let your chest come towards the wall. Ah. Let your heart melt. Stretch, stretch, stretch. So push into your fingertips. You can bring your chin to your chest. Let your heart melt. If this is not enough for you, come out. Walk your knees back, away from the wall more. Let your hips come towards the middle of the room. Let your heart go towards the ground and the wall. So visualize like the center of the chest is going to be glued to the wall one day. If it feels good, you can look down or look up even. Notice your shoulders, notice any differences. It's okay if one hand goes up higher than the other, but try to widen them up. If your shoulders are more restricted, you can bring your hands wider apart. The more open they get, you'll bring your hands closer together, maybe shoulder distance or a little bit closer. Good, we won't be here for long. Just learn to breathe, learn to hold. Turn the entire shoulder girdle into loose, like noodles. So the only thing working here is the fingertips gripping the wall. The entire shoulder girdle in front of the chest is relaxing, releasing. The nervous system wants to do things in this pose. This activates the vagus nerve, which can cause heart rate increase, decrease. It can cause like tremors and shaking. So just allow yourself to breathe through whatever sensations you're holding. And have just a few more breaths here. 2 more. Last deep breath. And slowly release, come up, push into your hands, walk your hands back down, and then sit onto your heels. Good. All right, so we're gonna come right up next to the wall now. Let's all turn to, we're gonna do the left side first, so turn to the right and glue your hip against the wall. So bring your hip close, bring your left hand right up above your shoulder. There we go. Pull them off facing the same way. Okay, so a little bit of shoulder mobility. This is not necessarily in, but it's really nice for the shoulder. What we're going to do is, we're working on the left hand. So Carol, you want to turn the other way with here? There you go. Yeah. So from here, stretch your fingers up, 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 up. And then as you walk them back, away from you, walk, walk back. So as you walk your fingers back, keep stretching them as far away from you as you can. Stop where you need to stop. You don't have to keep going. Try to keep your left shoulder coming towards the wall. And then eventually the fingertips, just keep walking your fingertips away from you and down until your left hand comes to its edge. Maybe it will come all the way down next to your hip. Okay, so you're slowly making like a big circle coming down. Keep walking the fingertips back and down. Yeah. And you stop where you stop. And just breathe where you breathe. And if you come all the way down, walk all the way back up. Yeah, this is really good to show you where your shoulder is going to be restricted. It's the most mobile joint in the body. So now everybody with your hand up, now walk your hand back. You can bend your elbow, find a cactus arm. It looks like this. We're going to be stretching the shoulder. So try to get your upper arm parallel to the floor. Push into your fingertips, and then try to square your shoulders and your hips so you're perpendicular to the wall. Breathe here. Just notice yourself. Notice the front of the chest. Let go of whatever you carry. Notice what you hold in your body. Every cell has a memory in mind. Stores it. You don't have to understand what it is to let it go. Now from here, now slowly walk the fingertips all the way back up, start up. And then release the hand. Nice. Let's turn around to the other side. So these are ones you can do this walking with the fingertips one like multiple times. If you're at home, this is really good for the shoulder, taking the full range of motion. But for this one, just start right here. So try to glue your hip to the wall, make yourself perpendicular, then reach up as far as you can. Feel the stretch underneath your armpit. And then you'll slowly walk your fingertips away from you and back, away from you and back. If you notice a place where you feel stuck, stop there, stretch. Try to bring your shoulder forward. Imagine that everything is long. We tend to draw attention to the parts that are talking to us, that are causing discomfort. Notice all the good. Notice the fact that your body is here and you can actually move and you can breathe and you're not sick. Walk your fingertips back. Keep walking them back. If you find a place that feels really good and you want to stop and stretch there, you can stop and stretch. If you'd like to walk your fingertips all the way down, or if your shoulder allows you to, you can come all the way down. And then slowly making our way all the way back up. Bring the fingertips way above the shoulder. And then bending the elbow, bring the elbow parallel with the shoulder. Now try to push your shoulder towards the mirror and square your shoulders towards the front of the room. It's not going to happen for most of us. Most of us will have the right shoulder coming back, that's okay. Just try to concentrate on relaxing through the entire front of the chest. Notice any areas that are tight, that are resisting, and just breathe into them. Feel the space behind the heart. Feel the space in front of the heart. Notice your shoulder. Notice the connection from the back of the shoulder through the back of the neck. Where do you hold tension? The jaw, the forehead. Soft, easy breath will always help you in the in-breath. One more big breath in. And big breath out. Good. Let's release. Come into all fours. Let's bring the feet right next to the wall. The feet about hip distance. Make sure your toes are tucked. And you're going to push the balls of the feet into the wall. The hips stay right above the knees. This is the anahata, the heart melting pose. I'll show you. If you know it, you can go right in. You want to keep your hips stacked above your knees. You're going to walk forward with your hands. Maybe you're here. Maybe your forehead's down. If your shoulders are restricted, you can put your forehead down. Eventually, the hands walk forward and up so that the chin and the chest come to the mat. Okay. Once the chin and the chest are on the mat, try to reach forward with your fingertips. Maybe you walk your thumbs together more. Your elbows can be on blocks. Your forehead can be on a block. If you're very open, push into the wall with the balls of the feet and straighten the legs. Be here for about a minute. So similar to what we did before with the wall, this time just allowing gravity to completely take a hold of you. There's no need for any muscles in the body to be working here. So stand in your body from your fingertips to your toes, relax yourself, everything. Heart openers tend to bring things up. It's okay to allow things to come up. It's okay to feel whatever you feel. Always. Your experience. Nobody else is having it but you. Breathe deep. belly. Sphinx pose. A few options here. Now we're going to get into the low back a little bit more. So you can keep your legs straight. Where we're going is the seal. So in yin, that's this one. With arms straight, your belly is like a hammock. It's like the Golden Gate Bridge. You know how they have those big things? You really want everything to just relax. So like your spine is going to touch the floor through your belly. So you start in the Sphinx, bring your arms out a little bit, and then straighten your arms. Your arms are just propping you up. Let your belly hang. You can also keep your elbows down. If you're more open and you want to try it, you can try this. Bringing your knees back to the wall. So this is going to isolate and get into some of your quad area. You can stay here in the Sphinx pose, letting your feet rest against the wall. Or if you want, you can push up. What you don't want to do is tighten up your glutes or your back muscles. It's like the opposite of a hatha back bend. So in the hatha back bend, we're tightening and squeezing the back body to create the back bend. Here, the arms are just propping up the spine, and we're allowing the belly to melt down. So find where you can hold. The arms might get tired, that's okay. If they do, you can come down to your elbows. Eventually, the hands are closer to the body. It's okay if the hips lift, and it's okay if the shoulders come up again. It doesn't matter too much. You're working on the spine, so try to relax everything. You should feel some healthy compression in your low back. And by compression, I mean like pressure. What you don't want to feel is any numbness, tingling, or pain. So it helps us to differentiate between pain and discomfort. Discomfort is part of life. It's something we can't control many times, and it's something lots of times we have no idea when it's going to end. Kind of like yin. We're holding the poses for a certain amount of time, but the teacher has a timer. And to stay. Not knowing when it's going to end, that's different dimension. Find a sense of stillness, find a sense of peace wherever you are. Maybe the chin to the chest feels nice. You can stretch the back of the neck. This lumbar curve in the spine, the one we're working right now, is a super important one. It's the one that allows us to stand up straight. It's the one we lose when we hunch over and we sit down for long periods of time. Allowing for this space to be created in the lower back. Maybe walk the hands closer to the shoulders. Maybe lift up a little higher. And by the last 30 seconds or so, 5 more deep breaths. Let your hips, your spine sink down. And more deep breath in. And release down. Slowly go down. All the way down to the belly. Find your way to child's pose. If you're next to the wall, you kind of have to bend your knees and bring them towards you. Bring your knees really wide, let your hips sink back, touch your heels, stretch forward. Let your spine be neutral here, so just let it stretch. Sometimes your downward dog feels really good here as well. Connect to your breath. Now let's come into all fours. Starting to make a nice dragon lunge. So that's called dragon Indian. Looks like a little lunge in hatha. Bring your left foot forward. You have blocks. So to start. Okay, those of you who have open quads and are really looking for a nice deep stretch, bring your knee to the wall and your left foot forward. If that doesn't seem like any kind of fun to you, don't do it. Okay? So, those of you who have your knee against the wall, have your knee against the wall. Everybody else, humans, here, okay? Fingertips down or hands on the thigh. Fingertips, hands can be on the blocks. Let your knee go ahead and come forward. As long as it's not hurting your knee, let your knee go ahead and come forward. Maybe pass through your toes, maybe toes. It's going to give you a nice stretch for the Achilles tendon. Allow your hips to melt and your body weight to push you down. Hold. Hands can be here. If you're very flexible, just go down. Or if you're semi, I'm not very flexible, but semi. You can do whatever, it doesn't matter. If you can elbow squeeze down, maybe in front. Maybe try to keep your toe and your knee both pointing forward for this one, because we'll open up the hip a little bit more in a minute. Yes. Visualize like your right hip is sinking down towards the ground. We'll be here for a while. Sitting with whatever is going on with the body. This pose is wonderful for both sides. It's a back bend in one leg and it's a forward fold in the other. It works on the psoas in the back leg. That's a very thick muscle that connects upper body to lower body. It's one that can be seen on x-rays. It's that thick. So being that it's that thick, it takes some time to open. It also has a tendency to become short and weak in most of us. So allowing that to lengthen. And you feel deep inside the front of the right foot? Notice that. Don't have to fight your own body. You can if you want to. When you notice yourself doing it, maybe the 6-4 wide going on. Is it a tightness in the body or is it more of an emotion that's causing you to want to leave the pose?
Wake the fuck.
Oh, that's one of our Yin Yogis that is not on mute. On Zoom. Hi, whoever that is. Can you mute yourself? Or not? Or not. I'm sorry, I'm still figuring out this Zoom thing. It's like super confusing to me sometimes. But there's about a minute left. Some of these poses can really slow down time. So it's up to you what you do with that minute. You can stay where you are. Maybe you can find a way to go a little bit deeper. Visualize your chest will be on the ground one day. On the ground. Let gravity push you down. Soften your jaw. Surrender just a little bit more. And slowly releasing, coming up. Now we'll lengthen the left leg and just fold over it for a minute. So you can keep your leg where it is, your back leg, whether your knee is against the wall or not. Straighten your left leg. Yep, come up on the fingertips. And then fold forward. Bring your belly close to your thigh. If you're very open, maybe in the splits or not. Doesn't matter. Feel the back of the hamstring. Nice little counter stretch. If you want to explore your hamstring and meet different parts of it, pull your toe towards your face. So flex your foot, and then try to get your pinky toe to touch the ground. Oh. So rotating your foot outwardly. Try to get your pinky toe on the ground to the left side. And then fold in forward again. We'll stay here for About a minute. And if you're all the way down, you go down. Splits can be a yin pose. The thing that makes a pose a yin pose is when you learn to relax your muscles. You find a place where the body can be held by the bones, by gravity. You learn how to completely loosen, release every single muscle in the body surrounding that joint. Cultivate the yin side of you. We all have yin and yang. The yang is the go, the doer, the masculine, the sun energy. The yin is the feminine, the soft, kind, loving, open heart, strong, open heart. Cultivate that for yourself first. Here, on. And slowly releasing. So bend into that left knee. If you got your knee against the wall, scoot it forward. And then we're just going to drop onto our left hip. So the 90-90 pose, you want to make 90-degree angles with your knee and your hip. So it looks like this. It looks like this. Or we're just sitting down. It can help to line up your shin and your thigh parallel with the front edge of your mat. So the left foot is forward, the right foot is back. You're staying on the same hip. From here, a little bit more gentle is to fold to the left. So bringing the chest down here. If you like to, you can bring your chest forward. Try to get your chest close to your body. Maybe forehead on the mat, maybe forehead on the block. Yeah. So if you bring your right leg back, so your right thigh and your left shin are like parallel, like the number 11. And then just folding forward. Similar to the figure 4 on the wall. More opportunity to allow the body to assist you. So drape your body over your leg. Just allow gravity to work for you. If you're wanting to go deeper, you walk your upper body closer to your right foot. I like to put my foot on my right arm like this to help me bring my body closer to the right side. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Again, it's just about finding a place that gives you a nice deep stretch so you can also breathe. Yeah. There's a connection between the hips, the first, second chakra, down where we're working now, and where we were working at the beginning, which is mostly up in the heart. Okay. So in postures and in life, grounding down to open up, kind of a theme. So in order to have space for yourself, for other people, first cultivate it here. Feel the earth holding you. You're safe, you're secure. In this moment, there's absolutely nothing to fear. In this very moment, with every breath, maybe connect to the vibration of your heart in your chest. Waiting for you. Find the stillness between every thought. Stillness between every inhale and every exhale. Maybe you pause at the top of your breath and at the bottom. Once you know that there's stillness in the pause between the breath, you can start to notice the stillness all the time. So no matter what it is, whether it's discomfort in a yoga pose or a life-shattering event off the mat, the stillness is there. Always. Once you learn to connect to it, it will hold you through wherever you go. 30 more seconds. See if you can find a way to go a little bit deeper, whatever that means to you. Whatever that means. Relaxing, releasing, receiving the best of the best. And then slowly come on up. Sit up. Okay. Swing both legs out in front. Bring your feet wider than your mat. Hands behind you, fingertips point back. Let your knees fall to one side and then to the other. Go slow. Sometimes when you hold for a long time, the body does not want to move at all. So just give it some space. It's okay to make noises and things if you need to. When I'm at home practicing in, there's usually quite a bit of profanity at the end of every pose, so it's okay to let it out. If you need, now you can stay here. We're going to stretch the shoulders for a second. You can stay here or walk your fingers back, 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 more back, all the way back. Stretch your shoulders like your arms just might fall out of your sockets, and then stay right there. Just about a minute or so here. Knees can be bent if it feels better. Lengthen legs or butterfly. Let your chin come to your chest. Notice the connection from the base of your spine to your heart. Breathe in your belly. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Use your core to come up. Oh. All right, let's do the other side. So coming back to your all fours. The first one is the dragon. So if you took the variation with the knee against the wall on the other side, guess what? I highly recommend doing it on the same way on the other side. If not, you're on all fours. Right foot forward. Come up. You can start to let your body weight sink you down. So instead of tightening up and pulling up with the hips, melting, knee coming forward, releasing. So the only thing that's just holding you up is just the bones of the legs. That's it. Hands can be here, fingertips can be down. Sneak into it. Like you've heard this if you've done some class before, but you're the frog in the boiling water. So you're the frog in the water and the one boiling water. Go slow. Don't freak yourself out. Don't freak your body out. The natural response when the body feels a deep stretch, it thinks it's going to be injured. So the muscle tells the nervous system to go whoosh. Kind of even bypasses the brain. You just allow yourself to be at that deep stretch for a little bit. That little loop, it will slow down, and you'll be able to stay and become calm. Your knees up against the wall, cool. Feel the stretch in the belly of the quad. So from here to deepen, maybe you're bringing the elbows down. Try to keep the toe and the knee pointing in the same line. Sides will be different. It's normal. Sides can be different for a lot of reasons. It can be physical, most notice the physical part. So if there's ever been an injury in the spine of the hip that can cause imbalance, over time it will even out or it won't. It's not really about the destination. There is no destination in yoga other than complete unity and emptiness, maybe. Lots of times you notice you're working towards something, when you get there, it's not even there. Or it's not nearly what you pictured. Just enjoy the place you are at the moment. What can you do to give your body exactly what it's asking? There's less than a minute to go already. You could stay, you could be, soften a little bit more. About 4 more breaths, slow and deep. It's okay to breathe the sound in too. You know, if that helps you, whatever helps you. Notice yourself breathing. Notice when you stop breathing. And then we're going to come up, lengthen the right leg, take half Hanuman, splits, just for about a minute, stretch out the hamstring. And here, maybe keep your knee up against the wall if you're already there. If you're in the half splits, try this. Flex your foot, rotate your pinky toe to the side. Yes, and then hold again. Meet the good parts of your hamstring. And then if you're working towards the splits, you can work towards the splits. It doesn't have to be today. And in the end, if you're doing a split, you can do a lazy one. You can allow yourself to flop onto your hip, let your body drape. No pain, no strain. Cultivate softness, cultivate surrender, not to fight the body. One more breath, go deeper. And slowly coming up. We're going to go to the 90-90 pose now. So swap against the right hip. Try to use the front of my mat as a gauge again. So first make your right shin parallel to the top of your mat, and then make your thigh parallel. The left ankle behind the left knee-ish. And then beginning to fold forward again. So just to start, you can come way to the side. Eventually, the body's coming forward over the shin. Okay? Doesn't have to be today, doesn't have to be right away. This looks at the entire meridian of the runs of your entire side body. It has to do a lot to do with, some people say, it has things to do with the action part of us, like the doing, the ego. Right? So the things we have to do in the world. Many of us can hold a lot of tension here. You may feel pressure from different circumstances to work, to be certain things. In yoga practice, there's only one thing to be: present with yourself. Just be. Over time, you're walking yourself closer to your right foot. Notice the different edges, the different layers of surrender that happen within one pose. Notice everything. And once you find this stillness here, I challenge you to practice it when you're not on the mat. So anytime you get a chance to pause, connect even stop throughout your day. Notice how you feel. Notice where you're holding things. You don't have to be on your yoga mat to create your own healing. The more you practice, the more you'll notice when you start to pick up and hold things that aren't yours throughout the day. Maybe a coworker, a friend, someone's done anything on you. It's good to listen, not good to hold everything in. Learning how to hold that space for yourself first here. And you can hold greater space for others in your life, those who you love, and even those who you don't necessarily get along with. Everybody. One more deep breath in. One more deep breath out. And then just come all the way up. Breathe wide. Take the hips side to side. Right back. Last one, wide-legged forward fold, called the firefly. Stagger with your neighbor. Bring your feet wide as they can comfortably be. And then scoot your hips forward more. Your legs come apart more. Pretend like, stick your tailbone back like your butt is going to face the sky. And bring the lower belly down first. Walk your fingertips forward. Hands can be down. Lower belly placed below the navel is going to touch the ground first. Belly down, elbows can come down onto blocks. Relax all of your toes. And then let gravity hold you. Eventually, forehead, chest on the back. This slowly works on the meridian along the inside of the leg, kidney. Say that it feeds the life force of the body, helps to detoxify and clean everything. It's also connected to the sacral chakra, where most of us, where we all, house our creative center. We create life, create things in our life. It's also where we hold trauma, maybe deep trauma, some of us. The opening of this meridian can really bring things up. Be soft with yourself. Notice yourself. Notice how you feel. Again, understanding is not necessary for releasing. You don't have to let the emotion become a thought before you let it go. Notice how you feel. Exhale it out. Be here for a while. Notice your edge. This is a really good one. Most people can get them there a lot deeper at the end than they can at the beginning, especially in this pose. So notice your edges. Notice when you start to feel a little bit more comfortable, and notice how deep you can go. You learn to release everything. Learn to dissociate from your body a little bit. By that I don't mean ignore it, but just know that you are not the body. You're not the physical body, the emotions, the mind. There's something inside us that is there before we came to the body, that will be there when we leave the body. So connect there. And allow the sensations of the body to fade away. Allow the emotions to fade away. Rest inside the temple of your heart. Less than a minute to go. See if you can go a little deeper. See if you can release a little bit more. Slowly use your hands to push yourself up. A little bit of lay down with everybody's. Yeah, feet facing this way. That's good. Go ahead and lay down. All the way down. Hug your knees into your chest. Let's take maybe a happy baby. Feels good here. Grab the outside edges of the feet. Pull your knees towards the ground on the inside of your chest. Now spinal twist. Hug both knees in. And then put your feet down like you're going into the bridge. Lift your hips up. Take your hips to the left side of your mat and then put them down again. Bring your knees together. Let both knees come over to the right side. So knees are stacked, hips are stacked. Now let your shoulders melt. Your left shoulder might be off the mat initially. Relax. Try to keep your knees together. If you need to release your bottom leg, you can do that and let it come out straight. And maybe stacking those knees will keep the hips isolated so the twist can occur in the low back. There's a muscle called the quadratus lumborum that rubs up the lower spine. For many of us, when we experience back pain, it's that one. Twisting is a really good way to stretch that muscle. So concentrate there. Outside of the hip, lower spine, melting. Deep breaths. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Detoxifying. One more big exhale. And then bringing the knees back. Plant the feet like you're going into bridge pose. Lift your hips up. Now slide them over to the right side of your mat. Let the knees fall to the left. But keep your knees stacked and your thighs together. If you need to, you can release your lower leg. So you're twisting with one leg like you would in like weekend set. Keeping the thighs together again allows for isolation of that low back. You feel pinching on this or tingling, make sure you back off. Okay, just allow yourself to breathe. One more deep breath. You'll let it go. And then as you inhale, come back to the middle. And both knees in. Hug your knees in. So just like we did in the wall at the beginning, bring your knees to your chest. Or as close as you can get. Now letting the tailbone drop down. Let the head rest and just feel the legs and the spine. Feel the hips rising. And as you're ready, release into your Shavasana. And your arms and legs go. Letting your fingers and toes relax. Set yourself up here. Make yourself comfortable. Finally, we can make ourselves comfortable again. Shavasana, you can make yourself comfortable. So just find a space for your body. Relax your fingers and your toes. Eyes are closed. Breathe back into your nose. Sigh it out through your mouth. Now relax every part of the body, part by part. Use your concentration. Bring all your attention to your fingertips. Both hands. Feel every fingertip. Without moving the body, just notice. Maybe the pulse in the fingertip. Vibrate. Another palm. And the back of the palm. Feel the space between the hand and the wrist. Notice. Your attention is like a scanning the light. Traveling up your forearm. Releasing. Healing. Elbows. Upper arm. The shoulder joint. Your attention is like fingers taking in, massaging, but releasing. Feel the chest widen as you release. Shoulder blades. Armpit region. Now hips. Widening. Buttocks. Relaxing, releasing. The thighs. Head. Muscles sliding off the bone. Notice the space behind the knees. The entire knee joint, healing, receiving the best of the best. Brand new. Lower leg now. All of your attention to your ankles. The heel. The top of the toe. Arch of the foot. Now the big toe. Feel the pulse in your big toe. Now the second toe. And the middle toe. And the next toe. And the little toe. Now your arms and legs are gone. Do not use them for anything. Let them be by themselves. All of your attention now to the base of the spine, deep inside. Lower back, space beneath the lower back. Middle back, upper back between shoulder blades, back and neck, Feel the scalp sliding off the skull, forehead, eyelid, cheek, lips, and tongue. Feel your belly, your chest, soften, open. Now suggest to all of your internal organs that they relax. Every cell in your body has a mind to listen to you. Feel the lungs, clean, skin, feel the heart now, vibrating in your chest. Now make yourself very small and rest inside the center of your chest, all of your attention next to the right side of your heart. Rest in the temple of your heart. Leave the body by itself. Exhale on your feet. Take your time. Just remember the stillness that you feel between the breaths, even in your meditation. It's always there. For the next 23 hours, when you're not on the mat, practice through life. Allow this peace to hold you in this crazy world that we live in. Allow it to guide you, to lift you up. Find the strength and the softness and the serenity. It's always an honor to guide you. Namaste. If you have questions or looking to do poses at home to help certain parts of your body, please reach out. Here for you. Stay if you need to. Take your time.